Caitlin Clark.
Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. In live streams and in the comments of videos, I've seen people write this: I miss Caitlin Clark. I see it especially during games. I miss Caitlin Clark, they write. And every Fever fan knows that feeling. So, trivia question. How many games has Caitlin Clark missed? It's a trivia question. The answer is too many. I don't even know how many it is right now, but too many games. And yeah, I miss Caitlin Clark too. I miss what she brings to the court. So I decided that it's time to put Caitlin Clark back on the floor. It's time to do a video of some of Caitlin Clark in action, and we can talk about some of it and why this makes her so huge for this team, for this league, especially for her team, which is where obviously her focus is, why she's huge and why things are different without her on the floor. So we're going to go over to X, and every one of these videos is taken from the Indiana Fever's X account. We're going to start here in this game against New York, something that I've been talking about how having Caitlin on the floor opens things up for Leah Boston when they play that two-man game. So I'll play this, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
And now you see Fevish starting off on Caitlin Clark. New York was pretty coy about how they would defend her. Boston, the roll, the catch, and puts it in for two.
You see how that works? Caitlin Clark demands so much attention. So when she and Aaliyah Boston are playing together, Aaliyah sets that screen. Now you've got Fevish and Jonquel Jones on Caitlin because, again, she demands a lot of attention, and that opens things up for Aaliyah Boston. Okay, so here comes the screen. We see the screen from Aaliyah. There's the screen. Now Caitlin has two people on her, and Aaliyah is able to get right to the basket. This is something that I've been saying with how Caitlin makes everyone else better and makes everyone else look better because she's smart enough. The two of them together, Aaliyah is able to get to the basket. It opens up the lane for her. And without Caitlin, it's very difficult because other players don't demand that kind of attention. Other players don't feel the need to put two bodies on her, which then opens up things for Aaliyah. So just keep these things in mind when we try to figure out why aren't things so easy, why aren't things smooth as we would like them to be with Caitlin not playing with the because she's injured right now. And here is the pace that we want to see. And I've been saying over and over again, as much as we want to see this team run, it's so much easier with Caitlin on the floor. And of course, it's so much easier when you can get stops. If you don't get stops, if you don't get rebounds, then it's extremely difficult to get the kind of basket you're going to see right here. Now, in this situation, Caitlin goes all the way by herself. You get a stop, you can push pace, and then you get to see what happens after that.
A three off target. Batted a lot. Bodies on the floor. Clark 1-on-3 trying to split the defense. Goes into traffic and reverses it.
And that is the pace we love to see. And that's what Caitlin Clark brings. Now, we know usually Caitlin she's looking to get the ball ahead, right? When she gets that outlet pass or she gets the rebound, her head goes up. And if people are streaking down the floor, filling the lane, she's going to give them the ball. But in this case, she says, I'll just go 1-on-3. Okay. So here you see little Kelsey Mitchell doing her best to box out so that she can try to secure that rebound, or somebody can. And I think it might have gotten deflected off of Dewana Bonner over here. I'm not sure, but Caitlin is in good position to get that rebound and just take off. So there it is. Kelsey's working so hard. She just falls on the floor. That ball hits the ground and Caitlin is off and running. One person, two person, three green jerseys in the reverse, and should have been a foul, looks like to me, but you know how that goes. Good job, Caitlin. We missed the pace, but remember, it all started on the defensive end. You have to get stops if you want to run. Now, since I talked about Caitlin loving to pass the ball, let's take a look at what she does here. Remember what I said? She demands so much attention because of the threat that she is. You're going to see right here how her being on the floor opens things up for other people. In this case, it is Lexi Hull. Okay, so there are actually a couple things going on. As you can see right here, you have two players on Caitlin Clark. Why? Who are you going to see? Aaliyah Boston. Once again, Aaliyah Boston bringing her out here so they can play that two-man game brings defenders to Caitlin Clark, which opens things up. So in this case, we've got one player, two players on Caitlin, but also watch Sabrina Ionescu over here. Sabrina turns her head. She doesn't come over and triple team Caitlin, but because Caitlin demands so much attention, she's got her eyes turned over here, and that is all Lexi Hall needs to go back door. And of course, Caitlin is able to find her. Look at that pass. Look at that pass. I mean, Caitlin is looking in the other direction. She's looking at her bench, basically. But she knows what they're going to do because she knows how to handle it when 2-3 people are focused on her. So once again, you got one, you got two because of Aaliyah coming up high. And then you've got Sabrina who turns her head because it's Caitlin and you have to. And then there's Lexi and calling for the ball. And look at the pass. Absolutely ridiculously beautiful. 2 points. The passing of Caitlin Clark, the difference she makes on the floor. You want some more Caitlin Clark passing? I'm glad you do, because here it goes. This is the kind of pass that we have certainly been missing since she's been out injured. And so many times when Caitlin's on the floor, that pass is available. So let's check this out. Aaliyah Boston again. Caitlin to Aaliyah.
You've seen a couple of consecutive stops for the Fever.
Now Caitlin's going to wait for Aaliyah Boston here.
Goes over the top. Boston, the catch fading away, goes off the glass.
And Debbie Antonelli called it. She knew exactly what was going to happen. Caitlin messes around, if you will, and just waits for Aaliyah to get down the court, and then boom, over the top. There it is. Cece has the ball. She brings it to the middle to balance the floor. She's just waiting. She's waiting. And then she sees her delivering that pass. Look how far out she is. We talk about from the logo shots. How about from the logo passes over the top, all the way to Aaliyah? And then boom, 2 points. This is what we've been missing. Generational. And when I say generational, and this is what we've been missing, I'm not just talking about the ability to get the pass there, which is huge, but the basketball IQ, the ability to see the floor and make these things happen. All those things are huge. I hope this is helping you with your I miss Caitlin Clark. This gives you a little bit of a fix until she comes back. More passing coming your way.
Players like Ionescu and Caitlin Clark, the way that you defended your team slants, Boston galloping to the cup.
That's just sick. And why do I say that's sick? Because it is the recognition. Once again, Caitlin Clark demands attention. Two people are focused on her, And Caitlin threads the needle and gets that pass between those two people and to Aaliyah, who takes it to the basket. But this is because Caitlin is on the floor. And again, she demands / commands so much attention. So let me silence that. Here we go. She's bringing the ball up the floor. What happens? They leave her. They leave Aaliyah, I should say. Totally leave Aaliyah. And there's Caitlin. And what does she do? See that? Can you see the ball? The ball is, she threads the needle between these two. I think, is it Phoebus and Jonquel? I think, whoever they are, she just threads the needle, and there is Aaliyah. There's Aaliyah. This doesn't happen when Caitlin's on the floor, because who else can you think of that you need to consistently step out because you know she can shoot it from half court? Who else? Who else? Or you know she can pass like she's doing there. You want to obstruct her vision. But something Dawn Staley had pointed out before is that Caitlin is a legitimate 6-point guard. So that helps too with her vision. But it's the basketball IQ and the ability to see a play before it happens that just makes her so special and makes things look different when she's not on the floor. So can't wait for her to come back. Yeah, back it up a little bit. You can see that again. So there it is. She's got two people on her. Boom. Nice, beautiful pass. And then Aaliyah finishes. I'm going to show you a Caitlin 3 in a moment. But before we do, let's look at Caitlin Clark getting downhill all the way to the basket with several defenders on her.
He has good offense, beats good defense.
2-point lead for the Liberty. Just under 2:30 left. Clark working with a little crossover dribble. Slices through the defense and a finish with the right.
She just said, I'll just weave my way through. I'll weave my way through. I'm gonna look at what the defense gives me. Again, you got her and Aaliyah in that 2-man game. There she is. And look at that. And this is what I mean. Caitlin ends up taking it all the way herself. But look, 3 people around Caitlin, which you've got Aaliyah, who can go right to the basket. So Caitlin, she could have given it to Aaliyah, but she said, I'll take it myself. But also, look, you got Lexi waiting over here. You got Kelsey Mitchell waiting over here because of Caitlin being on the floor. She said, Aaliyah, I'll get you next time. Right now, I'm about to get me 2. Look at that. There it is. Lexi sets the screen. Caitlin fakes the 3, crosses over, and then boom. Mercy. I've got one more I want to show you because we cannot end this without a 3-pointer from Caitlin Clark.
No pass shot possessions for New York. Clark, step back 3. Oh, she hit it and draws the foul. Welcome back, Caitlin Clark.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? No, I don't mean did you see that? We saw the shot, right? We saw the step back right here. You saw that. You saw the step back, right? But did you hear what the announcer said? Because this is what we're all waiting to hear.
Oh, she hit it and draws the foul. Welcome back, Caitlin Clark.
Welcome back, Caitlin Clark. That's what we're waiting to hear. We don't know when we're going to hear it. Will she play in the Liberty game on Saturday? I kind of feel like not, but I don't know. When will she be back? When will we hear welcome back, Caitlin Clark? But I know that you want to hear it. So I said, let's get Caitlin back on the court right now by just taking a look at her on the court. But I really wanted you to not just get your Caitlin fix because I miss Caitlin Clark, as some of you are saying, but because I wanted you to see how different it is with her on the court. It really is a huge Caitlin Clark effect. Her, and I'm not talking about selling merchandise or the ratings or all that, although those things matter as well. I'm talking about the Caitlin Clark effect on the floor. You saw it for yourself. The pace is quicker. She can get out and run. When they can get stops, they can get out and run as well. Her vision is so good. She can go over the top. She can see it way before it happens. Her and Aaliyah Boston in that 2-man game is huge. You saw it there. she commands two bodies, and the third body is still focused on her, which allows somebody else to get to the basket, or two people go to Caitlin and Aaliyah goes to the basket. It's huge. So this is why I say you can't get a good read on the team until Caitlin Clark gets back. And at that point, if it's still looking kind of like, woo, then we can talk a little bit more. But we cannot underestimate what it is to have her on the floor. So, yeah, you miss Caitlin Clark. I miss Caitlin Clark. Obviously, lots of people miss Caitlin Clark because the ratings show it. That's a separate video. But Caitlin Clark, welcome back. Looking forward to saying that. All right, everybody. If you've not subscribed to the Adrienne Ross Show, please do so. And I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.